Welcome, YouTubers, to a series that is going to deal with YouTube and its 16 years. So, um, I had been asked a few times about what mods do I use when I'm playing. So, I didn't really know how to uh, save a list to show people. So instead, I decided to make this video in which I actually just show you the mods I'm using, and everything else. Let's just go with that. And as we progress, I will explain things. Tammy's with me. She will not be with me for the entire series. She's just going to be with me for the first 6 episodes because of the glitch that happened where I don't have audio. So, there's going to be a couple weird pauses where I'm waiting for myself to say something. My past self, sorry. Like right now, I should be clicking the mod button, but I think I'm explaining something to you guys. You know. So I have the core and the royalty, the base game. I have that installed. I'm also using version 1.1 something something something. I can't see it on the screen properly. Hopefully you guys can. The reason I'm using this is because the mods that I was using with all my other series were all to the 1.1, and then the game changed to 1.2. Truthfully, this is probably going to be the last time I use 1.1 mods. I'm probably going to start using 1.2 mods from now on after this series. I think maybe one other series, actually. Now think about your werewolf series. Or maybe using 1.1. But, yeah. We'll get into that much later. We started recording some of that, and then because of my wanting to change how things were, it's going to be a bit. Anyway, so this is the extended storage. I love the fact that you can store things on top of stuff.
Yeah, it makes things a little easier.
So I really wanted to use this again. I'm probably going to have to actually install the other one. I don't know this at this point in time, but I'm pretty sure the other one has meat hooks and tall shelves, and that doesn't. This is a craftable power cell. It's only for 1.1, so I probably will never use the craftable power cell again after this series, sadly. But it's actually a pretty powerful thing. So I have the Prepare Carefully mod, which I love. I showcase it a bit later on, but it's one of the greatest things when you're actually trying to make a characters based off of people. I got the Advanced Geothermal, which just gives you a 25% boost to your geothermal. So I thought it was pretty good. You have to use more parts, but yeah. Then I got Deep Stacks, which helps with the extended storage. It actually allows me to put, I think, 110 onto a thing. I got map-wide beacons, which means that you only have to have one beacon rather than every one of your stockpiles having a beacon. And I prefer that because it makes a lot more sense to me that you just have like one, beacon with all the catalog of all your stuff rather than like every beacon having to have different catalog.
Which I could see being very annoying.
Well, you have to put it like right sometimes in the center, and then you have to build a thing around it. But Quality Builder, which I really like because I can start sending it to like good, and they'll make up to good. They'll make the good chair, but if they don't make a good chair, they'll break the chair and then remake the chair to be good. So I really like that. It puts down the micromanaging that you have to do. So
sometimes it's really annoying when your builders don't. When you know your builders can build
at
the level.
Advanced Cooling, which is basically like the heater except for cooler instead, so you don't have to have the wall one. But no, the Quality Builder is like one of those weird things where it's like if you actually have like a guy who's really good and he makes a crappy thing without the Quality Builder, you're screwed anyway. But anyway, that was wall lights previously. I love wall lights. It's so much better than the stupid freaking floor lights. That was Hugs that I was trying to show you. I know I'm a little falling behind because I was trying to explain some stuff too much. Hugs is for one of the things. I'm actually trying to figure out which one, which ironically is the one right now after it. I need Hugs for this, which is the character editor, because I once had a character who he was fine, and then somehow he got addicted to Luciferium, which if you don't have Luciferium, you'll die. And I didn't have Luciferium because I don't know how he got addicted to Luciferium. So yeah, he was going to die. So luckily I had this and I can remove Luciferium addiction from him. So since then, it's been really useful. I also had a pawn who was like sickly or whatever and would get a cold and then a flu and then a cold and a flu and would never recover. So he was just like a useless pawn that we had sitting off in the corner. It was awful.
I also remember you had a baby female
Yeah.
that didn't like men, and it's like, cool, so now you're not gonna like your dad.
Yeah. Despite the fact that her dad was awesome.
Yeah.
Her dad was the greatest guy in the world. Yep, no. So that's why I started getting this and why it's just now a staple for my series. So, yeah. I'm explaining all this to you guys in my past self is explaining it. And you can't hear him, but I remember saying most of this. I actually brought up 2 of the 3. I didn't bring up the guy that was sick all the time. Which is really weird because I'm not moving it, so it actually looks like I froze, but I obviously didn't. Quarries, because, if you run out of stone, it's always good to have a quarry to get the extra stones. I'm starting to really like the idea behind it. It gives you more resources, so you're not always, starving for those tiny bit of resources to just build your base a little bit more. Embracers, because, I don't really dick around with the actual defenses. I really should once in a while, but instead I just stick with the embracers. I like them a lot. These are new things that I'm trying out, which are basically mushrooms that you can substitute for meat.
Oh, interesting.
And there's muffalo plants, which when you plant them, you can actually plant them and it's muffalo meat when you harvest it.
Oh, that's weird.
Or it can create muffalo wool. You can actually choose different types. There's 2 types. There's one that's muffalo meat and one's muffalo wool. I know, I want to try doing a series where, I can grow my own meat. Mostly I was going with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
But then I did that. And then this is one of the staples of the series going to be. It's going to be the hospitality mod. The idea is the fact that this is supposed to be like, YouTube kind of idea. The series is supposed to be where we're being YouTube. So, and then of course there's the rim fridges, which can put food wherever you want. But the hospitality is going to be really important with the idea that then we can have guests come and show up. I did create my own thing. I used the Rich Crasher because I was silly, but I could have used the other one, which is what I'm trying to say there. I can't read everything I turned off, but the idea was the fact that some of them was like the flu, some of them were like gut worms and stuff like that, because the fact that I had just ran into a problem where the game would just give me the flu just to fuck with me. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. So I got rid of a bunch of that. I also got rid of people being able to join randomly, because I didn't want anyone to join us. This is supposed to be just my subscribers. So if we get a new person, I'll spawn a new person in myself.
Yeah.
So there's that. Which is where the character editor will come in a lot. I think I'm trying to explain all that to you guys right now. Again, this is going to be a lot of that. I think I'm Wanderers can't join. I can't have solar flares because, again, it's just little things that Rimworld does to cause you problems. Because it's like, oh, well, we're just going to mess with you here, here, and here. Teehee. So.
I'm assuming then you took off infestations?
I did not take off infestations because I'm going with never going deep into mine, the things.
Okay.
So, and how I always thought of it was they were just bugs in the code. So, I had got rid of the bots being able to drop, but robots can still be spawned. So, bots can still be spawned, but they won't just spawn, drop there and be there constantly. I went with her. I actually wasn't sure if I wanted to go with this girl. I couldn't remember which one was actually better. They both have differences. I think she's Cassandra hits you hard, or then will give you will slowly rank up, kind of, yeah. Where I think the other girl will actually give you breaks in between.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. I used the seed YouTube. and generate the world. Now, I messed up when I picked my place. I know that afterwards. Which is kind of the hindsight of being able to do this, is I can tell you that I messed up somewhere. When I pick my place, I pick it, everything's fine, but I forget to make it the biggest map tile.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not even that big of a map tile. I'm the smallest medium tile. So because of that, what happens is I'm not got enough space, I think. So it's going to run into a lot of problems there as I progress. I need moisture pumps, which is something I do eventually get. At least I think I'm going to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The idea is that I need moisture pumps and I need to push hard for that. But anyway, I'm just talking about the fact that that guy is going to be an enemy, but the yellow tent is an ally and the purple houses are allies. So I want to be close to my allies. So I'm thinking about being in that general area where I got my little, talk about. I want you to be all year round for growing, because I like that.
Especially if you're going to be growing mushrooms and
Yeah.
buffalo, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do those in hydroponics yet, so I didn't want to chance it. Also, the mushrooms, I found out halfway through my series, have to actually be grown in the dark. Because I set up a grow zone and they weren't growing. I'm like, why aren't they growing? And yeah, it's because I actually have to have them in the dark. So I'm actually, by the time the series, like where I am, I just set up a room for it. So yeah, again, it's the weird things that I can explain to you guys now that I could not have explained to you then. But yeah, I'm just explaining the fact that I'm thinking about going there. I'm thinking about taking the 3 items, which is slate, marble, and sandstone, because the idea that I can then have 3 items rather than 2 for stones. Even though it doesn't really matter, but I had my prepared carefully stuff. So this is where I do have to explain a little bit. And apparently I explained it for almost freaking 10 minutes. But so the idea behind this is anyone that is subscribed to me publicly, I actually used your general name and general idea as a character. So the characters are loosely based off of you guys. Anyone that is not subscribed to me publicly has an animal name. So that's how that works. The second thing is anyone that's subscribed to me publicly, they're going to have 3 burning passions and 3 passions. The people that are not subscribed to me publicly, which is, he's one of the last one that's subscribed to me publicly on the list. They're going to have... So yeah, there's the 3 burning passions and the 3 passions. The burning passions, I believe I put 10 in for both. For publicly subscribed people. Anyone, they also just got 5 straight across the board. Anyone that is not publicly subscribed to me got less, but we'll go into that in a bit. I also picked their stuff, making sure there was no disabled work things. So I didn't want any work priorities to be disabled. So a lot of these either, I think most of these people we went over, you went over most of the unsubscribed ones. I think honestly, even with the subscribed ones, I just went to do whatever type, and then went, okay, well, if he's got something disabled, let's say it's like he can't do art, but he's like a melee ranged crafter, I would click melee, ranged, and then crafting, and pick the one that was closest to it, which is what I'm trying to explain. So there's a lot of that. Then I picked their work priorities that best suited them, as in what I was trying to make for this character. But mostly I was not trying to go with hardcore maxing out anything. I was just trying to create a pawn. And they also get bionics, which the non-publicly subscribed ones do not get bionics, except for the one girl who literally, when I spawned the pawn, she had a drill arm. So I'm like, yeah, you can keep it. But I got rid of everything, which I do show at one point, and like I literally built it up. People that are, which is I think this is draft. I only have the two. These are the people that are not publicly subscribed to me. They're just subscribed to me. There are two passions and two burning passions, and the burning passions are 10 bonus, and the passions are only 5.
And then they don't get any other bonuses.
Correct. And yeah, I just made sure that their things were all good. So I'm showing you how I did it, which is like I basically see how that person is unable to do it. It's because of this. Well, they have their stats. I would just go through it. I can't see the screen right now. It's the way that this preview is. I just can't see it. Everything's blurry.
Yeah.
So all the words are blurry. So I'm sorry I can't actually say exactly what's happening. But yeah, then I would get rid of stuff like that and make them 20 years old. That's what I'm trying to tell you there. And I would change their name to an animal. And that's all I was doing. So I was kind of trying to be really simple in it and not like min-max hard. It was just like, I would make sure there's no disabled work parties so I wouldn't have anyone that was having too much issues there.
Yeah, the worst is when you're needing stuff hauled and the only person that's available to do it can't haul.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god!
Or if someone can't do, whatever skill.
Yeah.
That's why, I try to prevent it. Again, the worst is actually hauling and cleaning you all right. Because it's like, I set it up so that they would always haul and they always clean at the end. So no matter what, a pawn theoretically should never be idle. And then there's certain pawns that can't haul or clean. It's just like they're idle all the time. Though in this series, oddly enough, I had lots of pawns be idle. Just because there was no space to haul. And everything was already cleaned. I was just showing you the relationships there. One is Chris, guy that has been on the channel before. And the other one was his wife, and then that was me and Tammy. So this is, I did everything in 45, or 47, sorry. Because that's how many of you are subscribed to me at this moment. Except for the guns, of course, because the guns and weapons were based off of how many people needed it. I had done the Persona ones for people who were brawlers and high skill. And the other one was just in case the brawlers couldn't use that. Because when I think when this mod, like when Royalty mod first came out, if you had a Persona weapon, only Royalty could use it. If you were not Royalty, like they would hunt you down and stuff. So I remember that being one of the problems in your series. Remember?
Yeah, for sure. That was really annoying.
So because of that, we couldn't use those special weapons. So I couldn't remember if they changed that, and they have changed it. So I do have 47 healer mech serums and resurrection serums, and then it's 4,700 blocks, which I believe at one point I actually realized, which is right now, that I forgot one. There's supposed to be 5 of them. I only have 4. So I'm like, wait, but anyway, so I have Devil's Strand because going with YouTube being red, so everyone's gonna be wearing Devil's Strand, and this is where I'm actually, maybe not. Yeah, no, I clued on here. Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to remember when I actually clued into the fact that I forgot it. Oh, there it is, right there. I also grabbed 47 power cells, 1 per person.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, which the game really does mess up. I do the 47, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I asked them to bring in 47 hats, right? Cowboy hats, right?
Yeah.
They brought in like 60. I don't know what the hell keeps happening with that. But remember that was happening to us in that one series too, where I only asked for 10 or whatever, and they brought in 15. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was having issues with something like that at work too. I asked it to print 10 of each page, and it's like, oh, you mean 300? I'm like, no.
But I grabbed shield bolts and I can't remember what the other things are called. Puff things. The shield bolts are only good for brawlers. It's when you're running in as a brawler and you're being shot at, you actually absorb the bullets.
Which is good.
The weird thing is the fact that you can't use it as a ranged person because your bullets won't go through the shield.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
And then so I got smoke pops for the ranged people. Because what happens is when they get shot with a bullet, the smoke pop goes off and it clouds them so that when people are shooting at them, it actually is hard to shoot at them.
Makes sense.
So that's the idea there, which is funny in one of the episodes, which, again, knowing stuff in the future, one of the smoke pops goes off because of friendly fire.
Oops.
I was just like, they're shooting at something, and then all of a sudden it goes boom. I was like, what the frick? Like, what was that explosion? And I realized that it's that, and it was just like one guy's just like, because he got shot over the shoulder. I forget that I had to bring hay, so I'm grabbing hay now, which I did not grab enough hay. Luckily, I'm growing it, so it's fine, but I did not grab enough hay for my cows and buffalo, which is really weird because my cows and buffalo haven't had children yet. Yeah, it's really been weird. I grabbed one male and one female. I can clearly see that. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but oh well. Yeah, I don't know what else I'm going over here. I know that me and Tammy have more bionics than everyone else, but that's because of the fact that me and Tammy, I made them for other stuff, and I was like, oh man, I'm just going to keep them around.
Yeah, you made us as preloadables.
Mm-hmm. So I can use them in different series and stuff like that, which I have them in the magic series, modified so they have magic, and I have them here.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I do not know what I'm actually going over here, to be fair. So if I just randomly look like the screen just kind of flickers, it's because for the next little while we didn't talk, and I just cut this out. But the series will be on tomorrow. I was originally going to put it on the same day that I put this out. However, with the glitch that's happened, I'm going just to put it out the next day and just have them as different day episodes. The idea behind this series is that it's just going to be the 47 my subscribers, and we're going to go from year 0 to year 16, because the day that this is coming out is the day that YouTube started 16 years ago. So the idea is I wanted to see how far we could go in 16 years versus how far YouTube went in 16 years. So that is the idea behind the series. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. I think that's really it. So I will throw the outro at you.